So this is the Garmin Sport Pro. All right.
Is your dog chewing up your house, dragging you down the street, and jumping on you and all of your guests? Or do you just want your dog to come when called and listen to basic commands? I've put together a comprehensive online dog training program to help dog owners just like you. Gain control and transform your dog from rowdy to obedient without confusion while being coached by a professional through the process. To learn more, visit oradogtraining.com/learn.
On your receiver, there are some metal contact points right here, and there's metal contact points right here. You connect the contact points, you see there's 2 indents on the bottom here, 2 indents here, just put them together and it's going to snap in, just like that. Now on the back of your remote, there's a little rubber flap. You open the rubber flap, plug this in, like a mini USB, boom, now you can charge both units at the same time, okay? That's it. Take this out. Now to take it off, use your thumb, push it off, that's it. Nice and simple. So in your box, you have an owner's menu. There is longer contact points. If he would grow longer hair, which he doesn't, right? You have longer contact points. And then standard, the Garmin always comes with a rubber strap. I changed the rubber strap to a fabric strap that you saw, just because it's easier to attach and detach because it has a clip, and it's already measured to its size.
Okay.
So you don't have to try to figure out, oh, is it tight enough, is it too loose, whatever it is. So now, let's start with your receiver. So like I said, both receiver and remote are both waterproof. So if they fall in the water, it doesn't hurt any of those devices. Take this in your hand. So now you can read the Garmin sign, right?
Yeah.
So now on your top right corner is a little rubber indent. You see that?
Yes.
Now press it, hold it until the light turns red, and let go. 1 beep turns it off. Press it, hold it. 2 beeps turns it on. Okay. If the light is flashing green on your receiver and your remote, you are fully charged. That means you have somewhere between 4 to 5 days of charge, depending on the use of the collar. If the light starts flashing yellow, you have about 2 days, and if the light is flashing red, you have about 2 hours. Okay. Now, if you this collar has a built-in bark collar as well. So if you ever needed the dog to stop barking while you're not around, there's an automatic bark collar function built in. I will show you how to use it, but I don't recommend for you to use it. To turn the bark limiter on from the collar, press and hold the button until the light turns blue, and then let go. 3 beeps turns the bark collar on. Now to turn it off, you press the button, hold it until the light turns red, and let go. 1 second, 1 beep, now it's turned on. So the bark limiter works with 18 levels. When you put it on the dog in bark limiter mode, it will keep increasing the intensity until the dog stops to bark. Now after about 5 minutes, it will reduce its intensity to 50%. So if you went up to 10 to stop the dog, now it goes down to 5. And when the dog starts barking again, it starts at 5 and goes back up. If you turn it off and back on, it's reset. There's no memory function for that. So we'll start at 1 again, go up to whatever level it needs to, and then stop the dog. Okay? That's the receiver. Now turn the receiver on, press it, hold it until it's green, let go. 2 beeps on. Alright, put it to the side. Now, this is your remote. Take the remote in your hand. Now when you look at the remote, you see there's a toggle switch on the top. Alright, so if you ever feel the desire because you think your life is incomplete and you want to add more dogs to your life, you can add 2 more dogs to this receiver.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's a black, blue, and red.
Okay.
That means though that we always have to make sure that the toggle switch is in the right position. Alright, so whatever we pair the collar to, that's the position that the toggle switch has to be in. Okay, so now in order to pair the collar, we do the pairing in a minute. Dial the dial all the way counterclockwise Okay, until you get to the lock position. You see that little white lock?
Yes.
Now it's in the lock position. So any button you press, nothing is going to happen.
Okay.
Now dial it clockwise, one click. Now you're in the auxiliary position. So now you see there's 4 buttons on here. So there's a continuous button on the top, and it says bark limiter on, momentary, bark limiter off, vibe, and then you see a little light, full light on the bottom of it, and then there's tone and an empty light. Okay, so now if you press the continuous button, bark limiter on button, once, press it.
Oh.
Now when you look at, you see how it's flashing here? Now it's going to change the light here into blue. And now you turn the bark limiter mode, the bark collar on.
Okay.
Now, to turn it off, you press the momentary button that says bark limiter off. So you see the light turns green. And now you're back into training mode. Okay. Now, if you press the vibration button with the light on the bottom, it turns on the auxiliary light. Press it. So if you're out at night walking the dog and you need a light, there you go. Now you can turn it off pressing the tone button. Boom. There we go. So light on, light off, bark limiter on, bark limiter off. Now we go and click one dial clockwise to level 1. Okay, so now we're on level 1. Now when you press the vibration button, the collar will vibrate. We don't really use that vibration button. The reason why we're not using it is because we cannot increase or decrease the intensity of it. So if my dog might be comfortable with it, but then it has no purpose, or it might be very uncomfortable because it doesn't understand what's happening. Okay, so we don't really use that. The tone button, press the tone button. So you see how it's beeping here? It's going to help you to make sure that you're always in the right toggle position, or that your collar is turned on in general. Okay, so whenever you put the collar on the dog, first thing we do is we turn on the receiver. Second thing, we take the remote in our hand and we press the tone button, and we make sure that we are connected with our dog. If you're ever standing outside and you're pressing the button and you're dialing up and down and you're like, oh my God, why is he not listening to me? Check if you're connected.
Right.
Sometimes what happens is we don't turn the receiver on. Sometimes we flip the toggle switch. Sometimes we dialed it so far that we went into the lock position or auxiliary position, and that's why it's not working. So if you cannot hear the tone, you are not connected.
Got it.
Okay? Now, when you press the continuous button and hold it for me, I connected a tone box here. This is just for training purposes for me and you. Alright? So if you press it and hold it, you see the green light, press it and hold it, you see the green light stays on, so you hear there's continuous pressure until you let go. Now when you press the momentary button, press it and hold it, it's just a nick. It's 1/25th of a second. Okay? So regardless of how long or how hard you press that button, it's always just going to be on and off. Okay? So now, have you felt the stim before from the collar? You did? From this one?
Not this one.
Okay, so try this one. So hold it, put it in your hand. Yep, so you have contact right here. So now we do the same thing that we do with Draco, right? So we're trying to find the working level. When we're working with a collar, there's 3 levels. There's a perception level, there's a training level, and then there's a correction level. So the perception level is us being here in quiet, you paying attention, focusing on the collar. So we're finding your perception level. So let's see where it is. Feel that? No? Okay?
Yeah.
You feel that. So now this is a level 3.
Okay.
Okay? So now this is your perception level. So now if we would be outside, if you would be in basic training, diving through the mud, you would not feel that.
Right.
Right? So now the level would be higher to give you the same sensation that you're feeling right now.
Right.
So what I want you to understand though is that do not get stuck on the numbers. If you're working your dog and he's paying full attention to you and he's working on a 3, great. If you see that he's overreacting on a 3, dial it down.
Right.
But if you realize your dog is not listening and he's not paying attention, you have to bring it to the level that your dog is reacting.
Gradually.
All right. Well, yes, absolutely. So that's it. That's all you need. So now, when we're working the collar, and I will explain this to you once we work with the dog and I work with you a little bit. I'm going to explain to you when we press momentary, when we press continuous, when we start dialing up on the levels. One thing I want to do though before is when you take the receiver in your hand, press the button until the light turns yellow. Press it, hold it. When the light is yellow, tell me and hold it.
Okay. So,
Now you press the continuous button. You hear a little melody. Now you pair the receiver and the remote. So
Oh.
if for whatever reason
it's on.
it's not connected and you feel like, yeah, you can let go.
Oh.
When for whatever reason the collar and the remote get unpaired, or you have to get a new receiver, or you have to get a new remote because you threw it at somebody, whatever it is, you need to pair it again. Press the button, hold the button until the light turns yellow, and then we press the continuous button. You need to be in one of these levels though. Okay, it has to be from level 1 to 10. So this one you have to turn on and off. This one goes dormant.
Okay.
So you don't have, there's no on or off switch with this. You just put it away and that's it.
Oh yeah, how does it alert you for its battery?
So
status?
you see how there's a little indicator light that's green?
Yeah,
So if this light starts flashing yellow or red,
it's the same thing. Okay.
same thing as the receiver.